Yes. I can't hear anything. That's because there's no music. Was there not music? Was there not music a minute ago? I can't hear anything. Was there not music? Are you? What are you on? Are you on? Look at this is a total mess. It's a total mess. There wasn't music a minute ago with the hold. I gotta get my IT guy back in here. Okay, so you guys, this is gonna be
you're
on both. Okay, well I guess you're gonna have to do the comments for me because I don't understand how to. Okay, so here's what's happening right now. The whole idea of having guests on crashed our whole system. Okay, you didn't set the music up right. No, you didn't set the music up right, IT guy. It's running. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. It's playing, but anyway, we're gonna skip through these things. So we tried to set up so that we could have some guests on today through the Discord. Turns out my computer is willfully inaccurate in it. Not enough to run the system, so it crashed everything, it froze everything up, and we couldn't do it. Even at this time, I wish my IT guy was here doing his job because we're on TikTok right now live, but the chat is not working. So Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet is going to have to tell me if we're getting any comments in the TikTok. She's got her microphone muted, so she's got to speak up there. Does anyone know if we're getting Eagle Rare 12? Eagle Rare 12, I guess, is a real thing, but it could be a really long time before we see that. As far as the old TikTok, I have no idea. If we're getting comments on TikToks, Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet will just have to let me know. Otherwise, all I'm seeing over here. What's that?
No comments.
No, don't think there's anybody watching on the TikTok.
5 people.
5 people are watching. I don't know if TikTok's gonna hate on us for talking shit and being gone, or if it's just gonna work like normal. I don't know. So anyway, here we are. We're going live. We're not gonna have any guests today, but we are gonna be multi-streaming with YouTube and TikTok. A good job, Junior. That worked right, and the sound seems to be okay. I had to unplug and replug in everything as all technical fixes go. So Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet's gonna.
Him shit. He did a lot of work, and it's probably user error.
It's not user error. We never tried the TikTok thing. He just brought it up the box, but when I actually started streaming, all it does is give me my TikTok. So I can, you can find the hoodie at whiskeybonteshop.com, by the way. There's a link in my bio, or you'll have to go to whiskeybonnet.com or something, depending upon where you're watching from. But allegedly, supposedly, I was supposed to be able to get the comments. I got this cool new screen over here you guys can't see. I was supposed to get the comments from the TikTok on the screen. But all I'm getting is my TikTok. So I could go through my TikTok feed and you guys could watch me watch TikToks. So anyway, so lots of cool stuff happening since I haven't been with you guys here for, I don't know, it's a couple of weeks. We actually are working on some new partnerships. Do you by chance do blinds? I do blinds. I like verticals most. The up and down one is the new trend, and I really appreciate those. Storm shutter style. What are those? What are those ones called? Okay. Plantation shutters. I do blinds. Let's find something. Oh, you probably can't. What did I do with the? What I wanted to talk to you guys. I actually tried. I cracked open. Oh, will you hand me the Penelope on the floor over there, bub, please? I actually cracked open one of the Penelope Estates. One of the bottles that I was not looking for, I did not intend to get, and I just happened to trip across, was a Penelope Estate 9-year. This is supposedly the BTAC of Penelope, I guess MGP now, the BTAC of MGP. Luckily, it doesn't look like the secondary prices are going crazy on these. I've seen some secondary markup on them, but not to the extent of BTAC. It is actually delicious.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah, can everyone hear Mrs. Whiskey? You're going to have to speak up a little bit. Or put the mic closer to your face.
Leave me alone. If they can hear me, then it's fine. I don't need to be talking over you.
He said yes. Yeah, you guys let us know if we're getting any echo or anything. Like
Thank
I said,
you.
She's going to have to read me the comments. If we get any on the old TikTok today, I don't know what's going to happen with the TikTok after not being on the TikTok for weeks, and we effectively banned the
climbing the charts. 8 people now.
8 people. Yeah, see, TikTok is throttling us for sure. So I don't know if TikTok knows that we're using a streaming software. I don't really know much about it. Do you think Booker's will be worth it at all once KCSB becomes broker? Knob Creek Barrel Proof. Different flavor profile. I actually really appreciate Booker's. I know Booker's can be a little bit hit and miss, because sometimes they're really, really delicious, and other times they just don't quite get the balance right. And when you have something that's that bold in the proof and in the profile, if you're off by just a little bit, for me anyways, it just screams at you. Just something is not right. Bookers are almost always delicious, though, and then sometimes they really, really hit. Knob Creek Single Barrel Proof, very interesting. I do like the Knob Creek profile, but I don't think it's going to be replacing. Does anybody know what the Knob Creek Single Barrel Proof price point is supposed to be? Because technically a Booker's is only supposed to be $89. Turn her up. Rick said to turn you up. She'll have to. She is not allowed to talk, or she'll pull the microphone a little closer, or lean in. Lean in. You just lean into the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
No, you got to do the breathy voice. Can you hear me now?
Oh, should I do ASMR?
No, don't do that. I'm going to lose everybody. Tom's dual streaming. Tom's watching the same thing on two screens. Did I get the high bid on that barrel of Pappy? You can dump it out and fill it with Bacardi for your barrel experiment. That's clever, Caleb. Very, very clever. Someone told me enjoy your ethanol-flavored whiskey. When they heard somebody asked me what kind of rum I put in, and I said Bacardi. They're like, why the hell would you put Bacardi in there? And I said, like Sublime said, it's what I got. So he said, enjoy your ethanol-flavored whiskey. I don't. We'll see. I don't think it's going to have ethanol after sitting in that barrel for a while. The Springfield batch. We're talking about Booker's again. That's a good pour you got there. No, that's a tiny little pour. Now, here's the deal. I have to be careful when I'm doing these lives, because when I'm drinking, I have to be careful. I'm not drinking anything too proofy and not drinking too much, because I lose my voice. That becomes the problem. Can you please send an explanation? Oh, can you please explain Rare Character to me? I have their rye finished in maple syrup barrels, and it's amazing. I follow them on Instagram, and I feel like they only release barrel picks. No, so if you can, I think we still have it on bondedbottleshop.com. Shameless plug. They do have Fortuna, which is one of their products. They do have their regular releases, but good luck getting your hands on one of those regular releases. You really got to, Michael, you got a great question, man. You really got to be on top of their regular releases. They were doing bourbons. Now they got ryes too. They go like that. I've never had success getting one. Some of the patrons, some of the boys get them. They manage to get their hands on them. Owen, I don't even know if Owen is here. Owen freaking gets them all the time. Other than that, yeah, you're going to see a lot. The largest share of the number of releases they do are single barrels. Just single barrels done by different places. They're beautiful. It's such a brilliant marketing job. We have one coming. So if you want a rare character and you don't have a good time getting a hold of them, you're going to be able to get them on Bonded Bottle Shop here in the coming months. I'm afraid that it might be a really long time. I really, really want it. We did it during, basically on Election Day. We did the pick. But these two picks that I have behind me from a local liquor store, it took them 10 months to get theirs. I hope that's not the case.
Yikes.
I'm going to start calling and harassing the crap out of
Pete?
Out of Pete over there. Thank you for that. What does the Penelope... This Penelope was $89, which I got to say... It's $89 delicious.
If you say rare character 3 times quickly, Owen will appear.
Let's try it. Rare character, rare character, rare character.
Ooh, say that.
Rare character,
3
rare
times
character,
fast.
rare character. It's kind of hard to do. Where the heck is Owen? Oh, there goes Tom. Tom typed it 3 times fast. Watch this. Here's a live moment. Let's text Owen. Yes. You will know if you're not a patron and you're on this live feed right now. The patrons do end up at some point or another. We end up getting together in person and exchanging cell phone numbers, and then it's just then you have to deal with my texting shenanigans, which could be anything or nothing. Have you been into bourbon and more liquors in Roseville? Bourbons. Okay, so D-Max Irvin. We still only got 8 people on TikTok. TikTok's
6.
just talking me out of this
6.
shit. Who are the 6 people on? Well, Tom's one.
I'm
Max
the other,
Irvin.
So we actually have 4 other people besides me and Tom.
Freaking
But
brutal.
what happened to effing TikTok and now you're back on TikTok? I thought we were...
Well, because if I can do nothing and have TikTok. Well, because now he's not...
You
Trump's
made
not going to
this
ban
big
TikTok.
Statement. You're like F the police, but then you just,
Yeah, I don't mean it. I made the joke. Max, I'll come back to your question. I actually made the joke recently that that I am for sale. You know, I do have integrity, but integrity has a price. If the Hillary Clinton campaign called me and said, listen, we'd like you to endorse our candidate, we're going to pay you $2 million. I'd have an I'm with her shirt on. I'm just saying. $2 million is a lot of money. Now, I'm not doing it for, I did get AT&T, and I'll tell you this off camera because I'm not going to get too into the politicals of it, but AT&T did reach out to me and want to do a collab.
AT&T?
AT&T.
The phone company?
Yes. So AT&T wanted to do a collaboration. Wouldn't be the highest paid collab we ever did, but would be the biggest person we ever did a collab with. But the offer they gave me is the dumbest fucking thing. I'm not even going to get into it. On the Discord, I'll tell the boys what it's about. It's terrible. So back to bourbon and more liquors in Roseville. So Max, do you mean bourbon, wine, and spirits, which is Eli, or are you talking about bourbons and more? I know there's a bourbons and more. Sorry, real moment here. I'm gonna bourbons and more to see. I know there's a bourbons and more in Rockland. I'm going to see which one you're talking about. Douglas Boulevard. Okay, so I know which one you're talking about. I have been to Bourbons and More. I call it Thunder because the one is called Thunder. It's two different stores. I have been over there. Really, really cool museum store. I don't like that store because of that. It's cool to go in there, and they have everything. Like, they literally have, I think, 8 or 9 different types of VH Taylors. So they've got the Warehouse, I think they even have a Tornado Survivor bottle. But the prices are so crazy that they're basically just stacking shit up to the ceiling. It's completely packed out. The store is absolutely ridiculous. There's one in Rockland, too. Cool stuff, though. And I've actually talked to the owner. I actually got Eagle Rare picks from him that were really, really good. But, no, I don't go in there very much because of the pricing. It's just, you go in there enough times, you don't find anything. I just stopped going in.
Yo, BSK is on TikTok, so there's a familiar.
Hey, BSK, you might be the only one. What's up, Hero? What's up, Big Daddy? What's happening? I like it. Have I had Penelope Havana in California? Danny, I know you're not doing it on purpose, but that is a really sore subject, sir. Very sore subject. No, Penelope Havana has not been in California yet. We did get an order for the store, for bondandbottleshop.com. They promised a certain amount. Actually, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you the actual story behind the whole thing. I actually told this to Dennis. The patron Dennis was here at the house this last week, and I told him the whole story. So, what's up, Michael? What happened was I wanted Havana for the store. As soon as it came out, I reached out to our retail partners. I said, please order Penelope Havana. I want a bunch of it. As much as you can get, we can sell it. People are going to want it, and I want to be able to offer it. No problem. They ordered it. I said, hey, how'd it go? What do we get? He said, fantastic news. We got a boatload of cases, basically 140 bottles or something. I'm like, nice. I put it up for sale. I didn't put them all up for sale. I wanted to hold back a little bit. We sold like 120 bottles. And he said it'll be here next week. That was what the story was. Well, I reached out to him and said, hey, how's the Havana coming? He goes, we got a problem. When you asked about the Penelope Havana, what's up, Scrock? I got it mixed up with Penelope Weeded. That was the number and the delivery date of the Weeded. I'm like, oh, no. So what do we got coming for Havana? Well, I could only get like 30 bottles, and they won't be there till March. I'm like, oh, what? So I had to apologize, post, and cancel a whole bunch of orders. We managed to keep some of them together, but what a sore subject. So the short version of the answer is not yet. We're going to be getting ours into the shop and delivering them out to people in the first week of March. So yeah, he said, Chris says money talks. That's right, Chris. I do have morality, but morals, but not. They're not. There's a price to everything. The best pricing, the best type of Californian. I still feel only familiar with most TikTok names. Yeah, Corey, it's hard to make the transition. I appreciate you guys all showing up for the YouTube, but a lot of people are looking for names on the screen in the comments that they're used to in TikTok, and the same people have moved over. F the police wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt. I wouldn't do that, but be honest. If you said, listen, I'll write you a check for $2 million if you'll do it, I'd probably do it. I wouldn't mean it, but I'd do it. What's up, Wombat? Yeah. Good evening, all you wonderful whiskey people. What's going on, Michael? Yes, that's okay, Daddy. You didn't know, buddy. It didn't know. Come around. Stick around. Join the Patreon. Get on the Discord. You get all kinds of crazy shit. Any websites you trust to order bourbon online through Pat? Yes, bondedbottleshop.com. And I know that because it's my freaking site and I control it. And if you ever have a problem, we got a team, but you can always message me. It's easy peasy. And the prices are pretty good. I do my best. Yeah, the Penelope thing was a mess. I do have the Penelope weeded on the shop right now if you want that. Beautiful bottle. We got tons of that anyway. And it's cheaper than the Havana. If anyone else is into the Goose Islands, I found a biscotti flavor from 2022. Don't pass that up. Best one yet for me. Yo, Chris, I like beer. I like stout. Those Goose Islands are freaking no joke. That is a serious stout. Like, you have to chew it. It's that serious of a stout. Love those Penelope age-stated bottles. What's up, Burbo? Burbo is back. Burbo, you're like the prodigal son, sir. I love it. I hate it when you go, but I love it when you come back, sir. Have you ever had River Roots? Noble 6. No. I do not think so. I don't know why I was thinking of Harbinger when you said that, why I pictured a Harbinger bottle. I believe everyone has a price. Yeah, if they're being honest. $2 million checks is how USAID works. I need to reach out to USAID. That's how I need to get paid.
So there's a question on TikTok
Okay.
from Marlon. Which is better, Rio or Havana?
Havana. I don't even have to try it to know that. Havana is rum finished, and Rio is Amburana finished, and I'm not a big fan of Amburana. Having not had the Havana yet, because it's just impossible. Penelope's so hard here. That's why I grabbed this, because it was just impossible that I was going to get that. A rum finished Penelope is going to be much better to my palate. The cinnamon notes in that Rio were way overpowering to me. They left it in the Amburana way too long. In fact, I said that before they re-released the Rio at a half the time aged in Amburana. So I must have been in agreement with whoever was making those decisions, because they cut the time in half to cut the cinnamon down on it. Still too much. Amburana is a very powerful thing. Have I had the Woodford Double Oak? Chaz, if you saw my walkthrough video today here on YouTube, and I would hope that if you guys are on YouTube that you saw the video today, we walked through the store. I addressed the Woodford Double Oak. I think it was the Madeira that was there, but the Woodford.
Owen, it only took a minute.
What's up, Owen? It's about time. We were here saying rare character loss, just hoping you'd show up. The Woodford Double Oak. My problem with that bottle, like a lot of the Masters Collection bottles now, they're 90% they're going to be delicious. 10% they're going to be, there's a few that I really didn't love. The problem is the price has gone from low 100s to now 175 to 200. I think that double bottle is basically $200. Oh, Tim's got a question, contribution question here. How many bottles in the house? Well, I just gave away a bunch of them, but I don't know. I think we would probably call it 300. Anyway, finish up the Woodford Double question. The bottles have become too expensive for me to grab them when I see them like I once would have. I said in the video that if you're going to roll the dice on a Woodford Masters Collection in those beautiful little squat bottles, I'd go with the batch proofs. They're most likely to be good. I've never had a bad one of those. I'm sure the other ones are just delicious, but at $200, I'm not going to... If I see it someplace I can get a pour, I'll probably do that.
Do you like rums? Which is your favorite?
This is gonna sound silly because this is not the best rum in the world, but I really like that Zacapa 23, primarily because it's inexpensive, it's everywhere, and it's got enough age on it that it kind of checks those boxes. We have a beautiful Foursquare rum on the shop right now. Those Foursquare rums are really fantastic, but I don't get into super expensive rums. I've been trying to do some research to add some nice rums to the Bottle Shop. I'm going to continue to do that, but I do love rum, but it's not like whiskey. I don't think I feel like with rum it gets better to a point, and then it just doesn't continue to progressively get. I've never had a rum that was like a George T. Stagg rum, something that was just like, but wow. Brian Bronco said, I'm in NorCal and got Russell's tenure for $30 at Sam's Club. Is there a better value? Criminal pricing. Sam's Club is criminal. There is a very little selection there, but we got Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond 7-year for $31 too. It is absolutely criminal what you can buy stuff for there. Yeah, Skrock is backing me up on the Tim Lewis. How long do you keep a bottle open? If you guys do, Tim, thank you for that. If you do a question and you offer a thank you, monetary thank you, then I'll get to your questions first. But I have bottles that have been open since 2017. That's actually my longest standing open bottle, Tim. But I do keep them wrapped in parafilmed and stored well in the dark, out of sunlight, moderate temperature. They seem to hold up really, really well. I don't keep them open on purpose. If I have a really special bottle, I'll slow roll it. For the rest of the bottles, I try to drink them. If I don't think I'm going to reach for them enough, I don't think I'm going to drink them, I try to give them away to somebody or pass them along just to get them drank. That's kind of where I'm at now in my whole whiskey journey is I'm looking for things like the Four Roses new single barrels that I just did a video on that I haven't posted yet so that I can let you guys know. But buying stuff for myself, I'm not doing a lot of that. I'm buying stuff mostly for things I think you guys are going to be interested in, or when I get something like this that I just am really super curious about. I just got worried about the added maple finish. I'll pour some Little Jane Decadence to remind myself it can be good. Yeah, Caleb, I have not tried the Rare Character maple finish yet. I'm a big fan of the Decadence, and what's kept me from doing that Rare Character is the feeling that how many maple finished whiskeys do I need? I mean, I'd like to try it. I need to just get a pour of it someplace. Michael, your video that released today about Total Wine and no tater bottles, a few E.H. Taylor small batch eked out last week in Vaco for $56. I heard a few were in Pleasanton too. Yeah, I thought about that when I edited that video. Sorry. The Total Wine, it's not that you can't get tater bottles at the Total Wine, but the true tater bottles they hold for the Grand Reserve auctions, the drawings, you can get E.H. Taylor small batch Blantons. Even here locally, Stag Junior is a allocated but not Grand Reserved bottle. So you can get some good stuff. I don't shop Total Wine for those bottles because there are people that line up every Friday morning to try and get them, and ain't nobody got time for that. In the words of Sweet Brown, ain't nobody got time for that. Whiskey Voyage, Rare Character KOA. In fact, I think I do have a KOA right there. This is my first... And Owen's got one of these coming. This is my first Rare Character. Come on, focus. There it is. This is my first Rare Character KOA bottle. I've had it before, but this is my first one that I bought. I bought it to support a local guy. It's actually quite good, but I will tell you a secret, Owen, and you're going to hate me for this, buddy. His Rio is better. Sorry. But you're probably just collecting that for the cool label anyway. That's cool. Tim says, you had the new 4-year in your hand in a video I seen. Did you buy it? Tim, the 4-year what? Rather than you don't have to tip again. Just I'll look for your comment. The new 4-year. Four Roses. 4 Roses. I did not buy here. So I'll grab these real quick. I did not buy the 4 Roses barrel strength only because I have a couple of those right now, and I really, really like them a lot. But I grabbed these instead because I thought it would be something that you guys might want to find out about with the new 4 Roses single barrel strengths of the different formulas. So I have 4 recipes, these 3 new ones, and the old one. So I think OESO, OESK, OBSF, and OBSO, I believe, is what they are. I'm trying to remember. OBSV is the original one. OBSV. So the original 4 Roses single barrels and OBSV. These are all the 100 proofers. I will tell you one of these, and I don't want to spoil it, one of these actually really stood out as my favorite. If you want to know which one it is without me spoiling it, it's the only one that's sold out in bondedbottleshop.com. Is the one that I actually coincidentally, and I didn't actually know that, I tasted them through, ranked them, picked my favorite, and then I knew in the back of my mind that one of them had sold out, and I'm like, oh man, I would really be nailing it if I happened to pick the one that was sold out in the shop. It would just kind of be a cool coincidence, and it did work out that way. So, if you want to know which was my favorite without watching the video, go to bondedbottleshop.com. Not right now, we're doing the live, and see which one sold out.
Have you ever had Pappy 20?
You know what? Pappy 20 is the only one I have. I've not had the rye. No, I've not had. I've had 23. I've had 12, 15, and 10. I really am curious to try the 20 because I felt like the 10 and the 12 is kind of the sweet spot, or the 12 and 15 is kind of the sweet spot. By the time you get to 23, it is delicious, but I felt like there wasn't enough of an increase in what your experience was to justify the giant jump. But it would be curious to see if the 20 leans towards my feelings on the 15 and the 12 or towards my feelings on the 23, but I've not had it yet. Everybody's got a bottle, would like to donate it to Bonded Bottle Shop or to Whiskey Bonded, you feel free to do that. I'll take it. Tim Lewis, I also I want those not seen in West Virginia. Sorry for super chats. No, Tim, it's cool. You guys listen. If you guys do a super chat, it stands out. I'll answer the question immediately. Please don't feel compelled to do that. You don't have to. I'm trying to answer questions the best I can. Tim, we do ship to West Virginia. We do have 3 of the 4 at bondedbottleshop.com, so maybe check that out if you want. I got good prices on them, but you do have to ship them. We do combine shipping though, $18 flat.
JD says inventory management is the biggest thing holding back Bonded Bottle Shop. I've had 2 orders canceled because of mistakes in inventory.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you brought that up. Who was that?
JD.
JD on TikTok. JD19 on TikTok.
No, on YouTube.
Oh, you're not watching the TikTok?
I'm just giving you some questions because there isn't much on TikTok.
Okay. Yeah, JD. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, JD. Listen, so. We are learning as we go, and the best thing that I can tell you about the inventory stuff is we're experiencing a lot of situations, and I'll actually tell you a story. I got a really great story, I'll tell you, whiskey related. So we're experiencing things where we're realizing that just because we order something and then it comes in and that it's on inventory or that it's not necessarily there in the same volume. Also, our store is not the only store being fulfilled by the warehouse that we use in Southern California. So I'm trying to learn how to work with these things. Like, so recently we released the Old Forester 1924. I only posted half of what was showing in availability and inventory on the shop in order to try and keep that from happening. So we had an issue with the Havana. That was a mistake that the fulfillment team made. They told me it was wrong. That wasn't me. I just was given bad information. No excuse. It just is what it is. And we had the Four Roses. The Four Roses limited edition. I don't know what happened with the Four Roses limited edition. I've not been able to get a straight answer on that. I think what happened is somebody else got on it quicker and they sold those out before we could get to them. I'm still kind of learning this whole thing. We're going to fix that, and it's only going to have that problem, y'all, on a really limited bottles. And I'm like I said, I'm getting better at it. I'll figure it out. We'll get better at it as we go. Big Daddy, what's going on? Big Daddy, just no question. Just super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Big Daddy. Thank you for doing that, man. Yeah, you guys. JD. I'm sorry about that, man. For you guys, what's up, Beach Sand Bourbon? Listen, for you guys that missed bottles or tried to order bottles and had the bottles canceled, seriously, I'm really trying hard not to have that happen, and we're getting better at it. I'm trying to work our partnerships to reserve bottles just for us, or underpost them or something. We'll see. Trying to do some kind of alerts to give you guys the best shot at them. We'll get better at it.
There's also issues just with the distributors and stuff too. It's just always something. It's like a moving target when you try to. It is
a moving target.
Bottles.
I'm going to answer the Big Daddy's question real quick, and then I'm going to tell you a story on that exactly sums up the challenges of this whole thing. You guys are going to want to hear this, so don't go anywhere. But Big Daddy did a super chat and then ask, what's the highest price bottle that you own, Remy Martin? So if it wasn't open, I always have to caveat with that because I have so little that's not open. And I always assume the bottles are worth nothing once they're open. I have a bottle of Middleton Very Rare that would probably be like $2,000, but I don't have a lot of bottles that would be super expensive because I don't really buy them for that reason, and I open a lot of stuff. So it's like, the most I paid for a bottle? What's the most I paid for a bottle? Maybe like $300. How much was the Signet? $250. We got the Dalmore up here that was a gift. No, I didn't actually pay for that. I'm trying to think what the most expensive bottle I've personally picked up and paid for.
Well,
maybe
the Laguna Madre would probably be.
I didn't pay for that.
Well, you didn't pay for it, but that you own. Like, what would
it's
be
open.
The most expensive bottle you own?
It's the Middleton Very Rare.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've got a George T. Stagg from 2 years ago sitting around here somewhere, but yeah, it's not. Yes, my JD McLaren. Emotional value. I have an Arby's barbecue whiskey bottle around here somewhere. Right, Rick. Russell's Reserve 15 you got for $250. Well, my liquor store guy hooked me up, so I paid less than that. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, so let me tell you the story. So you guys listen. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get that KOA. Listen, that's my first KOA.
Are you settling in?
Yeah, settling in. This is a good story. Okay, so this is a good story. So I will not name names, but you guys are going to want to hear this because it's crazy. It's going to tweak everybody out. So one of my local guys is a friend of mine. Is a liquor store owner. I went and helped him pick out. Some of the patrons will know who this is. And you can send your condolences and flowers. I went and helped him pick out a store pick. I helped him with the store picks. I helped him pick out a Stag Junior. I went out to his house. They brought bottles of Stag. We had a Charter Oak. We had a bunch of different Stag Junior. It was a great time. Junior came with me. We sat around, drank, and just had a great time. Picked out a fantastic Stag Junior. I'll come back to your question, Critter. We've been waiting for the Stag Junior to come in. He was doing it as a tribute to the sheriff. Like he said, thank you, sheriff. And it was just going to be really freaking cool. He was going to sell them for a reasonable price. Hopefully, we're going to get a couple of bottles and a couple to pass on to the patrons. Just super excited about the whole thing. He's not going to get it.
What?
It got stolen.
What?
So his Stag Junior.
The barrel got stolen?
No, the truck. The only thing that this gets weird. The only thing that showed up in California was the empty Stag Junior barrel. So as if it wasn't bad enough to lose the Stag Junior, they kicked him in the nuts by saying, "Wham! But here's your empty barrel," right? Which I would love to have, but I don't know where there's a place I put it.
Why does the barrel even show up if shit got stolen out of the truck?
So they found out what happened. Now he's not going to get it back, and apparently they're all over Facebook Marketplace. His bottles are popping up all over the place. The truck driver contracted by the distributor. Okay, the distributor is where all the freaking shenanigans happens. Okay, in Kentucky, the distributor contracted a third-party trucker, right? Which happens all the time. You know, a trucking company doesn't necessarily use their own truckers. They have other truckers and other trucks, right? They contract them out like subcontractors. He goes and picks up not only my friend's Stag Junior pick, but a whole bunch of other Buffalo Trace single barrels. And for whatever reason, he figures out, hey, these are valuable, steals them all.
The truck driver?
Something like 300 cases.
The truck driver?
Truck driver.
And
now they caught him.
Prove it? They know?
Oh, they caught him, but the whiskey's all gone. I was like, bro, God, man.
Wait, you said it's showing up on Facebook Marketplace, so can't they like catch those people as they pop up?
I mean, they can, but you're not going to get, it's all over the place, multiple police agencies. You're going to have to go get warrants for each bottle, go to people's houses. It's just, you're never going to get them back. They're just never going to get them back.
But now, so what happens? Like, is he out the money, or does the distributors on the hook for that? Or is there insurance that covers that? What?
Like Beachhead Bourbon said, those guys are supposed to be bonded. I'm sure that there is some insurance against his cost. Now, he may not have paid for it yet, which he probably didn't do. He probably didn't pay for it yet being a liquor store. I'd have to ask him. Because usually the distributor pays the distillery, and then the retailer pays the distributor. They never got it. But he's out a lot of potential profit, for one. And Buffalo Trace said, hey, we'll take care of you. But he doesn't have a whole lot of confidence that Buffalo Trace is going to do a good job taking care of him. He's like, I've heard that before. I'm just not.
Yikes.
I actually did a video. I actually did a Corks and Jokes and Corks one time. And the joke was basically, when I die, I want representatives from Buffalo Trace to come to my funeral and lower the casket into the ground so the Buffalo Trace can let me down one more time. It didn't translate very well on the video, but it made me think of it. I may have to do it for Gil. I may have to reshoot it. I may actually have to reshoot that one for Gil. Please remind me to do that. I didn't post it.
Oh.
I filmed it and didn't post it because when I watched it back, the delivery wasn't good, the timing wasn't good, it just wasn't good. Like, so I think I may record it and say like, hey, Gil, this one's for you, brother. I just let his name out. But
you gotta call Ryan Reynolds for some comedic skill.
Yeah, right. We're not going to get into the Jason. We're Team Jason, by the way.
On TikTok, Carson says, I've ordered from the shop 3 times so far. No complaints whatsoever. Got what I ordered quickly.
Thank you, Carson. Yeah, the majority of people are getting their orders in a timely manner and having no problems. But some problems are going to come up. We've done quite a bit of sales already, which I can't complain about. But the problems have been as I've been trying to get ahead of limited releases or new releases to try and get them to you guys fast before other people do. And that's really hard, and that's what the problems have been coming in. Tim, your OESO is sold out. Really? That's strange. Gonna have to watch the video, I guess. Yeah, Buffalo Trace is like, sure, we'll take care of you. If we don't, people will stop buying our bourbon. Yeah, that's the problem. Listen, no knock on Buffalo Trace. It's an amazing business. It's an amazing business model. Great crafts. I mean, they're just incredible. But they basically own you. It's like, oh, you want to complain? I'm like, I told them, I said, don't complain too loud because they might just forget to call you for the next pick. Because if you don't want it, someone else will want it. I mean, like some guy out there with a liquor store is gonna want it.
Maybe you shouldn't post that joke.
No, yeah.
Because if you ever get,
I hadn't thought about that angle. The only Buffalo Trace pick that I would like to get at some point would be Eagle Rare. I'd like to have an Eagle Rare pick at some point. I don't know how that might happen.
I want a Blanton's pick.
A Blanton's pick takes a long time to get to. Apparently, you have to go through Buffalo Trace and work your way up to a Blanton's.
One was the
Straight from the barrel?
Yeah.
There's zero chance we're going to get a straight from the barrel
Damn
pick.
it.
None. No chance.
I'm gonna grow this channel.
Oh, shit, I'd have to get really huge. Does anybody know of anybody that has done a
spread
straight
the
from the barrel
word,
pick?
everyone.
I don't know if that's a thing. Is there straight from the barrel? We got lots of whiskey. Where's Devin? Devin, where has anybody ever done a straight from the barrel single barrel pick for a store? Need more Weller 12. Yeah, I'm trying to get some more Weller 12. I'm also trying to get more Wild Turkey 12, which is what he actually tried to say. I'm trying to get some more of that Wild Turkey 12. We had a good price on that. Yep, love the shop. Always get stuff in a week on the dot. That's best case scenario. But one of the things we're also figuring out is shipping out of 2 different places. Like our Bent. You guys, please go buy a Bent Distilling bonded bottle shop single barrel. It's a fantastic bottle of whiskey, and I really like to sell those. We're going to combine them with the new Still Austin one that's coming up from Colby and Kitsap Whiskey Society. Also, very soon, we're going to have an exciting new announcement about another whiskey society, a big whiskey society out of the East Coast that might be joining us on bondedbottleshop.com. I am excited about that. That's going to give you guys that use the shop access to some more really cool picks. What's up, Mr. Mom? I've only seen a gold pick. I have heard of gold picks. Never... One of our local guys did a gold pick. It was fantastic. I didn't buy one because I actually like the ZH Taylor pick better, which I do have. Get Bent. The pick is delicious. Yeah, you guys, look, I understand that the reason that the Bent pick hasn't sold out is because so few people are actually familiar with Bent Distilling. Okay, I get it. But this is a 6-year, 4-month, 100 proof. It is a great Texas whiskey. It is a perfect example of a Texas whiskey that is a Kentucky-style bourbon with a nice dent corn note over the top of it that gives you the Texas character without a lot of funk. And for me, that dent corn note is like buttered cornbread. It's really, really fantastic. And it opens up really beautifully after the bottle's been open a little bit. I mean, literally, it's Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond 7-year bourbon with a dent corn note laid over it. And I love it. It's so fantastic. It's 6 years, 4 months old, and it's only $65. $65. So.
What are you drinking? Yeah.
Yeah, that bottle is just really good. It's got a great mid palate to it. Good finish, nice mouthfeel. I have to buy more of the Bent picks. I keep giving them out. I appreciate that, Owen. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy a case to give away locally too. But yeah, you guys, I don't know much else to say other than the fact that Bent was underappreciated, not as well known as it should be. Really fantastic stuff. Yeah, $10 a year. Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason that it's sorry, I'm losing it. See, I drink too much; it gets my voice all froggy. I think the only reason that Bent isn't better known is they actually are a really small distillery, don't have massive distribution. But it was a really great experience we had down there, and this was a really, really good pick. So,
Joyce on TikTok says, I will be getting another Bent.
Yeah. Because we have about, we probably have 8 or 9 cases left. It's not like there's none left. We got a pretty good volume of them. I'm not worried about selling them. It's a shame to me that they haven't sold quicker, and I think it's just because people just don't know Bent very well. Yeah. And to be fair, this bottle is a lot better than the standard Bent bourbon. The standard Bent Bottle and Bond bourbon is more like 5 years. This is 6-year, 4-month. And we picked this bad boy out because it really jumped. I mean, it really, really jumped out at us in that. We were 2 that were pretty good, but...
Nate Tuck on TikTok says, man, the shop is killing my wallet.
What's the name?
A-Tuck?
A-Tuck. Sorry, brother. I know that's why I've kind of slowed down the like announcements of like the stuff and just kind of sneaking things on there unless something special comes up. I feel bad. I'll announce something, people will buy stuff, and then something else will pop up. I'm like, ah, crap! I just put something up yesterday, and everybody's like, I bought it yesterday. I need to combine my shipping. So I'm trying not to do that. Pick you a pour. Oh, Devin said pick you a pour. Devin, do you have the new Westward single malt from Colby? From Kitsap Whiskey Society? Big Daddy says, is that new Fireball still the worst whiskey you've tried now? The new Fireball. I still say the worst whiskey I tried is the Woodford Reserve 5 Malt Stouted Mash. If I buy a case, can I get one of the bent boxes that a case would come in? Oh, they don't come in bent boxes.
How do they ship
They
them?
come in like just kind of nondescript cardboard boxes. Because we got one from Rowley. They don't have a sorry. I mean, yes, you can. It wouldn't be sent from them anyways. It'd be sent from the warehouse. But
just ask them to put unbent on it.
yeah, if you buy a case, we don't have any bent stuff. I don't think I have any bent stuff other than my hat, which I've worn. But if you buy a case, I'll draw the bent logo on a box and send it to you.
I don't think that's what he wants.
Oh, Devin, you have the Solara? It's a little early to start with one of those though. How about do you have any of the new Four Roses single barrels? I know you got those. I know, I want a tater too also, Owen. I wish that. I missed it. How was the Penelope? The Penelope is actually really delicious, you guys. So the 9-year, I'm going to go ahead and say that the 9-year Penelope Estate, focus you some bitch. There goes. The 9-year Penelope Estate collection, if you can get it for the $89 that it's supposed to be, is worth buying. Nowadays, $89 is not a crazy amount of money. It is an MGP sourced 9-year, 101.2 proof, but ignore all that and just taste it. It's actually a delicious whiskey. You don't have any... Oh, Devin, you probably got a Four Roses barrel strength though, don't you? If you don't have one of those, I'm going to have to send you one. I know you have one of those. I still want that Kitsap Whiskey still Austin pick. Bad. I'll buy Sir Davis or JD McLaren if you package it. We sold a Sir Davis a couple days ago. Someone bought one. My price is unbeatable on Sir Davis.
A-Tuck says, I unfortunately had to buy a Weller 107 because I never see it here in West Texas. It was the last one I needed to complete my rainbow.
Did you get it from the shop?
I think so.
Yeah, listen, I want. That's a good point. Devin doesn't have any Four Roses. Devin, what the heck, man? I have a couple of bottles on the shop. Like we had the Weller 12. I've got still the Blantons. The Blantons are good prices though, but like the Wellers are too expensive. But I put them on there. I could not get them for SRP. I put them on there for people like yourself that just cannot find them. At least we have them. The prices aren't really crazy. They're just not as low as I'd like them to be. But Owen, I want my old Louisville bottle. It was only ordered 3 weeks ago. Not that it actually bothers me. It'll be here at some point. Yeah, Owen, if you want to, when we get done, text me your order number. Some of them are getting held up because they're packaged. And they'll wait for the second bottle to send. So if the old Louisville's sitting there ready to go and they're waiting for something else. Kenny leaving? Oh, football meeting. All right, Kenny, see you, buddy. Bye, Dad. Beach Sand Bourbon, it's bondedbottleshop.com. It's pretty, bondedbottleshop.com. Shipping to Tennessee. So, RB, I'm sorry, buddy. There are 4 states that we don't ship. Well, there's 3 states we don't ship to, and Tennessee has been in flux. So I think as of right this moment, we don't have Tennessee.
Why? What happened to Tennessee?
So without telling a really long story, Utah, South Dakota, and Michigan, we do not ship to. It's state laws. We can go into alcohol control states, which is crazy, but we can't go into those 3 for whatever reason. I blame the Mormons for one of them. I don't know what the other 2 are about. I'm not sure. But Tennessee, we had Tennessee when we first opened the shop. We had Tennessee when we first opened the shop, and they changed something in their laws. So the legislature met or something changed, and we haven't been able to make the changes that need to be made to get back into Tennessee. So it's gonna hopefully at some point. Good time to talk about the Discord. Yeah, if you join the Patreon, you can get into the Discord, and the Discord is awesome. They talk about whiskey all week long. it's a lot of fun. We got quite a few people in it now, but not too many that it's unmanageable. It's really kind of neat. Made a lot of friends there. It's really pretty awesome. Good time to talk about the Discord. What's going on? Oh, 3 ads on the live. Is that normal? You guys, we're trying to figure out the stupid. I'm sorry about the ads.
I did the ads.
Did you? I got it. Yeah. It doesn't do me any good. If you guys are going to be doing the super chat thing and dropping a buck here and there for super chat questions, the monetization doesn't add up to much. So we can turn the monetization off. I got to get that figured out with our new setup. So we can turn it off if it's too much. If you guys think it's too much. How's the studio redo going? I'd love to see you bring people in to have the discussions, etc. Maybe not just hear your current co-host. Oh,
I don't like being on camera.
Oh my good. Just here. Yeah. So I don't have right now. So we're working on, you guys. Long story short, we do have a new setup here. It's pretty dope. I've got a screen over here with questions and comments on it, so we can have YouTube comments and TikTok comments. We're simul-streaming to both YouTube and TikTok. We got startup screens and all this cool stuff. We did get figured out the guest thing so that we can do Discord guests through Discord chat or Zoom guests, but my computer couldn't handle it. I've got a laptop that's like a tablet-style laptop that I use. So we're gonna have to build a PC or get a PC. Junior's gonna build one. Once we do that, then we could potentially add in another camera here in the office if we need to. We have the equipment, we just don't have the computer bandwidth, and we will definitely be able to have guests in on camera. So we'll get guests in, like I'm assuming we'll get F. Paul Bacall or Nancy Fraley or Dixon Dedman or some of these cool whiskey people in off on Zoom, and our patrons will be in on a regular basis. We'll have patrons in a lot once I get the thing all figured out. Got an Elmer T. Lee sour mash for $60. Is that a good price? Yes. Yeah, so Elmer T. Lee for $60. I will give you a hint. Elmer T. Lee bottle is one of the bottles that we're giving away for the crazy Patreon March giveaway month. Talk more about that later. Tim Lewis, YouTube Premium, some of the best money I spent. Tim, thanks for the super chats, buddy. I appreciate the crap out of that, you guys. Anytime you guys drop a buck or two, it does matter. It does add up. It's allowed us to be able to upgrade the equipment in here and be able to get to where we want to go on these things. It helps fund some of the stuff. Every time we do a pick, it's getting better because the shop is going to start helping to pay for some of those things. But when we do a pick and we have to travel and all that, it is expensive, but we love it. I'm not complaining, but I appreciate the contributions. Any contribution you guys make to keep this thing going. Oh, Joram, if it's benefiting you, leave it, man. Great content. Was just curious. Thank you, Joram. I appreciate you saying that, man. We want to find a balance with the experience with everybody that's watching. I want you guys to love it and have a good time. The advertising revenues and stuff do make a difference. They do help, but it's not like any one live is like a massive payoff for us. So we'll find the balance. I can control. I haven't figured out the new setup yet, but I can control how many ads, like how much they add. So maybe we just turn them down a little bit.
Did you see Peter's comment about that one?
No. What was it?
About the Discord.
Read it.
I'm torn between recommending the Discord because it's dope and people should join, and gatekeeping it because I like it the way it is.
Pete, they said that before you joined, though, Pete. So, and now it's better because you're there. So we don't. I am always concerned about the Discord getting so big that it becomes too much. What we'll do is we'll start to create different channels and we'll start to try and segment it up a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll see. That'd be a good problem to have. My wife was holding out on being back on our channel after we hit 1,000 subs. We were finally over 800. Hey, good.
Oh, getting close.
Beach Sand Bourbon, yeah.
Tell her to get camera ready.
Let's go. Yeah, Mrs. is on camera once in a while, but tries not to be on it too much. Scotty G, keep killing it, Whiskey Bonded. Shout out from up the hill in Grass Valley. What's going on, Scotty? Scotty's a local. I love it.
Oh, Scotty, we love Grass Valley, especially the pasty.
Oh yeah, the pasties, the pastries. Oh Lord, yeah, we go up there just for those dang things. How many people have told you that you look like Gary Allen? Gary Allen. Okay, now we're gonna have to. Okay, live moment. We're Googling Gary Allen. We'll let you guys decide if I look like Gary Allen. I have no idea who Gary Allen is. Gary Allen, Gallan. Gary Allen.
Big
Oh,
Daddy.
weird. Okay.
Big Daddy says, you're the best whiskey YouTuber. Then there's Bruzel.
She needs a mic. Somebody said she has a mic. Maybe we need to turn it up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it to focus here.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Come on. Sorry, the camera focuses, but it's not going to do it for us, is it? Gary Allen. There's Gary Allen. Do I look like Gary Allen?
it's not focusing.
It is focused now. It is a
Oh,
delay.
there it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I look like Gary Allen. I don't know.
Let me see. I gotta
Yeah.
get it closer because I'm blind.
Tim, we put her on. She pulled the mic a little closer. She can hear better.
It's like a. He's a better hair version of.
Oh, does he have good hair?
Yeah,
So jealous of people with good hair. His hairline's not great, but his hair's good.
hair's good.
That's okay. I'll take it, Whiskey Habit. That's fine. Just One Bourbon. Definitely love the new live setup. Thank you. It's going to get better. I promise it's going to get better. What's your best whiskey YouTuber? Oh, you're the best. You know, I got to say, I do admire Bruzel a lot. He really is the guy that's out there doing it in such a big way. And if I could take the place of one YouTuber, it would be Bruzel for sure, because he gets to travel around the country. I think he's in Montana right now, travel around the country hunting whiskey. Crazy. How many are there in the Discord? Chaz, we have several hundred patrons, but not everybody gets into the Discord for whatever reason. So I don't know. I'd have to look at the number, but we have less than 100 people in the Discord. I bet you there's probably 50 or 60.
Active regularly, probably.
Oh, active,
30?
probably 30, yeah. It's funny because you have your group of guys that are active all the time. So it actually has a pretty small feel to it still.
Yeah.
It's very active because our guys are very active, but it's really not. And gals, we do have ladies too. I want to brush all under the rug. We need to come in and build some custom shelves to display more. Yeah, that's funny because we had. No, I'm blanking right now. He was just here. Dennis. Dennis was here this week, and I think he didn't say anything, but I think he was quite surprised to find that I don't have a really big, crazy whiskey display. The reason is when I start...
Well, he has a full-on bar at his house. His whole room
Dennis has
is
a
lined with bottles.
super impressive setup. We were going to build something, but then we were going to move, so we were planning on moving, so I didn't want to build anything, and then the moving thing changed, and it's just kind of got a little crazy. I've got shelves and shelves of whiskey. They're just kind of all over the place. And you can see in this camera view with the wide angle, usually when I'm doing videos, I've got it narrowed up so you can only see the bottles behind me. But you can see they only go around so far, and there's none over here on this side. It's a bit of tricks for the background. Yes, but at some point we will have a full whiskey display behind me in the future.
We need a different house.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have so much whiskey they need a different house? Just kidding. That's not it.
Not why we need a different house.
Critter says, "Hey Conrad, do you have any sealed or open bottles of Old Forester birthday bourbon? If so, what years?" I do not. The Old Forester birthday bourbons for me is one that I've had pours of them. They're absolutely fantastic. I love Old Forester, but birthday bourbon around here is dropped in such small numbers, and there are people that are far more fanatical about getting them than me and pay the money to get them, and I just don't. I'm not going to be able to compete with those guys. Where we go here? I love the Cali vibe in from Oakland Hills. What's going on, Rocksteady? She's popping back up for special videos. Oh, Beach Sand Bourbon. I'm going to have to check out Beach Sand Bourbon, man. On YouTube, I'm assuming. Ever tried Corbin Cash out of Merced? Yes. We actually got to meet the owner of Corbin Cash at the Whiskey Festival last year, and we tried some of his stuff. I love his sweet potato. What was that, a sweet potato liqueur?
Yeah, that was actually interesting.
Corbin Cash has got some crazy ryes, too. They've got some hazmat ryes. Oh, Caleb, we need an annual Whiskey Bonded golf tournament. I'm going to earmark that for a future idea when we get bigger. Gray's a country singer. Have you heard about the Jack Daniel's 14? 2 comments there. Yeah, we have heard about the Jack Daniel's 14. I would really like to get a bottle of that, but I don't know what the odds are. I do have a 10 and a 12. I love the 12. I think it's amazing. The 14 is probably going to be really, really fantastic, but it's also going to be a high proof point, high price point. I don't know if the price point is going to be enough to slow people down. It might be, and if it is, I might be able to get my hands on one. But if the price point comes out around $149, I think people are just gonna buy it up. Everybody's saying what it looked like now. Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Did you see Michael's comment?
Nobody say.
Did you say you go someplace for the pasties? Are those to wear during your set at Centerfold?
Yeah, not centerfolds. I'm high class. Deja vu. No, you're the pasties. There's what they're called, right?
I think so.
No, is it?
Yeah.
The little pocket. It's a pocket pastry.
It's
of some kind.
filled
It's not
with meat
pasty.
and cheese.
Yeah,
They're
in Grass
delicious.
Valley. Yeah. Oh, I will circle back and look at the younger pictures.
I think it's made like a throwback to back in the day, or like a Danish or town situation, or something.
Probably. They're freaking delicious. If you ever go to Grass Valley,
Well, it's like-
California, they're
yeah,
fantastic.
It's a flaky dough with chicken and cheese. And
They're really I love that. Here's a great,
Delicious.
a great comment. Big Daddy says, "I'm getting sleepy. I gotta hear you say Bunahaben before I go to sleep." Bunahaben. Do I say it wrong? Bunahaben? Bunahaben? If I'm filming videos and drinking, it probably comes out a little differently. Bruzel has a whole team running his channel. It's actually pretty genius. Well, you can do that when you have close to 1 million followers. If you guys will just get busy and start telling people, if we can get this bitch over 500,000, I could probably have a team. I have a team too. My wife and my son.
and the dog.
And the dog is here for moral support. I just picked up a JD Bagel Proof. Michael, that's fantastic. A
Bagel
JD
proof rye.
Barrel Proof rye the other night. Amazing. I always passed over it because of how available it is now. But wow. Yeah, do not sleep on that, you guys. It is the same barrel proof rye that was allocated for a long time and you couldn't get, and you paid all the money for. Now it's available in about $70. Killer. I actually, in the video I posted today, held in my gribby little hand 137 proofer. That's amazing. I didn't buy it. After watching the video, I didn't realize what the proof was. I just read it. I probably would have bought that.
I love Rocksteady's comment. Bagel proof sounds like a vibe.
Oh, yeah, Bagel Proof sounds dope. I get a kick out of reading it. Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, killer. Most of these are around the 130, 131 proof. This is 137, 131.7. But there are some that are popping up higher, and those are wild.
Oh, Usonian says pasty, so we're saying it right. And they stole them from Michigan.
Oh, I don't care where they stole them from.
Maybe
They're
there's some
freaking amazing.
Michigonians living up in Grass Valley.
Well, I don't care if they stole them from homeless children. They're delicious. I live in Nevada City and love the local hunts you do. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. I wish we could have more time to do more. I would love to do more of them. We will as we get more time freed up and stuff. But they stole it from Michigan. That's so funny. They have those in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They are pronounced pasties. Huh. Guess we butchered that
Pasties?
one. Well, that's in Michigan. They're called pasties.
Someone said pasties. I don't know. I guess pasty. Okay, pasty.
Pasty. Per ounce. I know what you meant, Beach said. He said per ounces. He must be voice texting. They were per ounces, pasties. Pronounced is what he meant, pronounced.
Okay, so now I know how to say it right. Pasties.
Bagel proof needs to be a thing. You guys, I love how as the live goes on, we devolve into just yelling things out. Aaron Howard just said murder burger. I have no idea. Why can't I watch my own? I want my TikTok comments. Why can't I watch my own TikTok live?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh,
At least now it's nice because this way, because you're horizontal, you can read the comments neatly.
What happens if I hit go live when I'm already live?
I don't know. Oh, there I am.
I don't know if I can do that. Can I hit go live? What's gonna happen? How many people are on TikTok right now? 10. So we're gonna hit go live and see what happens. I'm gonna. Oh no! It says end now on other device. Now we're not gonna do that. I want to do that. Okay, we'll figure out the TikTok comment thing later. Doesn't sound like there's many people commenting over there anyway.
BSK says pasty also, and it's stolen from England. He says.
BSK, you are the lone survivor for. We're only doing the TikTok so BSK can participate. Thanks for being here, BSK. Being there, being on TikTok. Everybody else is in YouTube. He's sitting in TikTok all by himself. Try it, Murder Burger. You'll be double live. Apparently, all it will do is cut off BSK, kick him out of the room, and go live again on my cell phone. Which is, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but yeah. Chris, wop wop wop. What's happening? It hasn't been that long, you guys. You guys can't be that. You can't have drank that much by 7:42. We've only been on here for an hour and 10. Do we have any comments on the old TikTok?
No, just BSK talking about pasties.
BSK talking about why? How is it? How have we? It happened that BSK is not the
Eddie has a comment.
the one saying inappropriate thing. Oh, Eddie. So I have a hazmat store pick Corbin Cash bourbon and a 1917 rye. I'm thinking about buying the store pick single barrel proof rye. Is it that much different from the 1917? Wow. That's a fantastic question. Eddie, hopefully someone in here is Javi in here? Oh, and Kenny popped out. Our guys from Central Valley. Devin, do you know Corbin Cash that well? I am not familiar enough with Corbin Cash to be able to answer that question for you. I'd love to be able to do that, but interesting, man. I'm gonna have to look into that now. I hate not knowing things. Lots of things I don't know. Rocksteady Yeti, first live stream, good fun. Found you on YouTube Shorts. Cheers. What's up, Rocksteady Yeti? Yeah, we've just started doing this on YouTube fairly recently. We were doing it on TikTok, but TikTok sucks, and now I'm down to probably 5 people that are watching because I said TikTok sucks. Yeah, we're doing these things on. We're always doing these things on Wednesdays whenever I can. Almost every Wednesday there are times. Oh, JD's single barrel bagel proof rye.
Beefy McMahon Stick wants to know when the rare character pick is coming.
What's up, Beefy? What's happening, buddy? Is he on
Big
TikTok?
Daddy just joined on TikTok.
Oh, Big Daddy jumped over. Thanks for jumping over there. And hit the likes, you guys, if you're on TikTok. Maybe we'll pull some more people in. The rare character pick was supposed to be here by March, but as I was saying really early on in the live, these rare characters behind me here were picked by a local store, and it took them 10 months to get them. So I'm hoping that is not the case. That means we wouldn't get them until August. So I don't know. I'm gonna push and see if we can get Pete to help us out a little bit on those. But I honestly don't know, and it's hard to. Well, it's these things. It seems that once you pick the picks, that they're not really in a gigantic hurry to get them out. I think they just kind of send them when they send them. Let's see. I want to try something real quick here to see if we can fix our thing here. Nope, can't. It didn't work. Okay. Anyway, we'll mess with it later. Hit like. Yeah, please. If you're on YouTube, please hit like. It does help the algorithm. You guys know all that stuff. Sorry, my comment devolved you into a Food Network After Dinner channel. Is there Food Network After Dark channels? Is that like HBO After Dark when we were kids? Cinemax After Dark?
Skinemax?
Skinemax? Rocksteady Yeti, what's up, buddy? Thank you for that.
A-Tuck wants to know if there are other goodies you have to drop on the shop.
So there's always stuff. Dropping. I'm constantly checking, adding new things. You guys, please check back on the shop. I'm trying to add things as much as I can, and things come back into stock. The most recent thing we dropped was the 1924. It went pretty quick. We do have the next thing that'll be coming down is a toasted barrel rye from Old Louisville, an 8-year toasted barrel rye that Kitsap Whiskey Society picked that is supposed to be an absolute banger. There's also, you guys really are going to want to get this one, so please write this down, pay attention, and listen up real quick. Stop pouring and listen. Kitsap Whiskey Society went to Old Elk. They were looking for a wheated single barrel, which I love this idea. Old Elk apparently is possibly having some financial issues, and I think that and the fact that Colby is an incredible personality who's great at making friends may have picked the best single barrel that Old Elk has ever released, by their own admission. The people at Old Elk tasted it with him. They pulled down an 8.5-year-old a single barrel wheated bourbon, and they said that it could be the best single barrel that they've ever released to anybody. That's going to be in the store hopefully soon. I am absolutely going to grab one of those. That could be an absolute phenomenal bottle of whiskey. But those are both coming soon. Our rare character be coming, and then in the late summer into the fall, we're gonna have a chicken cock, Peerless, an Old Louisville. We'll have some other things too. So, is that 137 proof JD Rye a 1.9 barrel house? That's a fantastic whiskey geek question, buddy. I do not know. I would have to look that up, sir. This one is not a 137. This is a 131.2. It's a 24 barrel house. 2405-383. Oh, it's a 1.6 barrel house. There you go. 1.6. That's this one. Yeah, you guys. Some of these guys are really into the barrel warehouses and where everything came from, and really know their stuff. Devin's one of those. He really knows his stuff. What's the big deal about the rare character stuff, Chaz? Oh, buddy. So the rare character stuff. Here's what's cool about the rare character. I'll tell you the secret to rare character. One, there's two guys that did this. It's Pete and another guy that I'm going to forget his name right now. Somebody in the chat will know it.
Tom will know.
Yeah, Tom will know. Devin will know. Owen will definitely know. They partnered up. The other guy is Pablo is a restaurateur, so he's a chef. They do an incredible job of picking barrels. They've come with some really cool, and I'll tell you the one that I know. So the Rio specifically are barrels that were distilled in Indiana and aged at Castle and Key, I believe, but near the Rio River in Kentucky. And it just so happens that the combination of where it was distilled, where they moved to, where they sat and aged, kind of gave some barrels that gave off some really, really beautiful whiskey. So they're really, really good at finding these unusual story barrels that are really fantastic, pulling them, and then bottling them as single barrels. Now, on top of that, you get the multicolored wax. You get completely customizable labels. I mean, we went with me in a tuxedo. Or James Bond, depending on how you look at it. And you can do a name here. You can do a custom label of any kind you want. So it makes these things kind of collectible. That's the big deal. But they are delicious whiskeys for sure. That's the secret. Oh yeah, Aaron, please, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a ton. If you do that, order one of our unvents. Sipping on Penelope Takai. The Takai casks are delicious. I read Jack Daniels had one of their rick houses collapse a week or so ago. Yeah, Chris, correct. Jack Daniels had a barrel warehouse collapse just under its own pressure. It's just old. Just a weird structural failure. Luckily, no one was killed or seriously injured, from what I understand. And they didn't actually lose that. They didn't lose all the whiskey. Plus, the whiskey barrel house, the rick house that went down, only represents something like 6 or 8% of their total stock. So, not going to really have any real appreciable effect. But sad to see anyway. And it's going to have some effect on those barrels. They're probably going to bottle those bad boys up 10 years from now and be the surviving barrels. Or if it was Buffalo Trace, that what would happen. Those would be survivor barrels, and the bottles would go for a gazillion dollars. What's up, Daniel Mayer? You'd be a great person to ask. Why is it that some states ship pretty much... some sites pretty much ship to all states and some won't ship to certain states. Is it control state laws? Why can some sites ship around said laws? It's not about going around said laws. It is about jumping through the hoops required to ship to said states. So the websites that you see that ship to every state are located in Washington, D.C. There is like shared pour. There is a weird loophole with Washington, D.C. not being a state that allows them to not only skip the 3-tier system in Washington, D.C., but they can also ship to every state. So that's where that comes from. Everyone else, like bondedbottleshop.com, we have to follow the appropriate laws, have the right paperwork and forms, pay the right fees and everything to be able to ship into each individual state. Some states either make it really, really difficult, way too cost prohibitive, or, like Utah, they just won't let you ship state to state. D.C. can do it because D.C.'s not a state. So there's the short answer. It's more complicated than that.
I've got some comments on TikTok. So Joy said, haven't been to the shop recently. Redwood Empire is still there?
Yes, we will always have as much Redwood Empire stuff as I can get. Right now we have everything from Redwood Empire, including the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream 101, which, if you haven't bought this bottle, you're out of your mind. For the price, it's a really delicious bottle. I drank through that in about a week. And of the small lots, we don't have any haystacks right now because they all sold out, but we will have haystacks again when they drop them again. But yeah, we try to keep those stocked up. You guys know how I feel about Redwood Empire. Redwood Empire, if you've got that on your bingo card, go ahead and mark that one off.
And then A-Tug said, what will be the price on the Old Elk? I don't know if you covered that already.
So we have not heard. I could find that out. I haven't asked that question yet, but it's not going to be terribly expensive. What a standard Old Elk single barrel. So if I had to guess, probably in the $70 to $85 range. But it will ultimately end up being up to the distillery as far as what they want the SRP to be, and then we'll have some control over it, so we won't let them get it too out of control. but I don't have the specific answer to that. And if I do have it, I don't remember what it was. I don't get to. You guys will find, if you guys get to know me a little bit, you'll find that I don't worry too much about things that are so far off into the future that I have no control of them, or they're not doing anything right now. I try to manage the things that are in front of me. So I know the old elk is coming. It'll be in soon. I will worry about the details and get those out to you guys as we get a little closer. Michael's asking, so they aren't making whiskey. Talking about rare character. They aren't making whiskey. They're going out and finding the best barrels to put them out as single barrels, like a single barrel club, kind of. They go out and buy the barrels and then they sell them to different places as single barrels. It's not a club so much because you can get them at stores. Whiskey clubs have them, stores have them. They do it for charity. There's all kinds of stuff that they do. They do their own releases too. I think they're on the third release of the bourbon and the first or second release of the rye. Owen would know. Watch the chat; he'll tell you. But there is a talent in, and Old Louisville's the same way. There's a talent in finding and pulling really fantastic whiskey, and they're two that are doing it, that are pulling really fantastic whiskey and putting it in bottles under their labels as sourced whiskey. Don't look down your nose at it, though. There's guys out there that have profiles that are good, palates that they can find profiles or really good relationships, and they'll get out and dig into some of these warehouses, into the back corner of these warehouses, and what's that, and just buy them. And there's some really fantastic stuff that comes out that way.
Tony says, you're the best, man. I checked out your store. Good prices overall. I like how you have GTS, but insist it shouldn't be purchased.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said before, I will have bottles in the shop that I'm not thrilled about the price. I will let you know I'm not thrilled about the price, but I put them up there anyways because if I get enough people asking, we've sold a few of those GTSs because the fact of the matter is, there are people that have the money to spend it, and they want those bottles. And at least if I offer it, our price on it, I think, is what, $7.99. So it's like I try to keep it as low as I can. The reason the price is so high is because I didn't get it for SRP. We get the bottles at a higher price. We buy them at a higher price. That's still not crazy, and then we offer them if I can. I don't have Willie Mel Weller. I don't have Thomas Handy. I don't have a SAS 18 because the prices that we were looking at to get those I wouldn't be able to offer them for anything that would make any sense to anybody anywhere, so I didn't put them up. So, but when I can find one that's like, okay, that's kind of expensive, but not stupid, like our Weller Special Reserves or 107s or Weller 12s, then I'll put them up there, but I'm not claiming it's a good price. I'm always going to be honest about it. I don't think you should pay secondary, but once I've told you that, it's on you to do whatever you want to do.
Daniel asked, Redwood Empire cask strength or barrel strength, what would you recommend?
Okay, so my personal favorite of the cask strength Redwood Empires is Pipe Dream. I love that lower rye mash bill, but the best when I did a blind was actually the Emerald Giant. The rye cask strength won in the blind. It really did. If you're not a rye guy, you can either go Pipe Dream or Lost Monarch. They're all really good, especially for the price. They're not expensive. Not expensive.
Cheers from South Dakota.
South Dakota. Victor. What's up, Victor? How you doing, man? I can't believe Redwood Empire just came up after an hour and a half. It's not me. I didn't even bring it up. Somebody else brought it up. We can talk about it. Is that Redwood Empire green tube in the background? If so, is that a rare thing to find? Yes, Chris. I actually took down, I had all three of them up there, and I took them down because we got so many questions about them. I felt like it was getting distracting. I will tell you, in March for the Patreon, and I don't know how many people are watching right now, we're going to do a big March giveaway all March long for the patrons. I want to give back to the patrons. They've been fantastic. The Patreon is growing. So I'm just going to give away a whole lot of cool stuff in March to the patrons. One of those things that I think I'm going to give away, and I haven't told Mrs. this, so hopefully you approve, is we do have one more set of the Redwood Empire tubes. Oh man, my computer was unplugged, almost died on me. So I do have one more set of the Redwood Empire tater tubes. We have 3. I think I might give them away as a set because I think that would be cool. So give them away to one person. Along with, I got a bottle of El Martini, I got a bottle of Stag, I got a whole bunch of glasses, I got a whole bunch of smoke kits, I got a whole bunch of swag. We're going to give away a lot of cool stuff. Miss Whiskey Bottle looking at me like, you better take it easy. We're gonna give away bottle or maybe bottles of our pick. I'm just gonna give away a bunch of stuff. I really want to give back to the patrons. I'm gonna try and spend every dime of what we make on the Patreon in March.
Give away for $1.
Yeah, that's a technicality. Well,
Big Daddy on TikTok says, when you do a pick, name it after me.
name it Big Daddy's pick. Well, Big Daddy,
Big Daddy.
become a patron. Come with us to a pick, and then you'll have some input. We are always, just so you know, Javi. Well, then you got to win something, Jav. All picks for Whiskey Bonded will always be done with our patrons. We're going to Kentucky in March with a bunch of patrons. We got 18 people? You guys, I will pull as much, I will use as much of the creator cloud as I can to try and get our patrons included in things. We really pushed the limit and got a lot of tasters. We're doing Old Louisville, we're doing Peerless, we're doing Chicken Cock, and we're going to Bardstown with our patrons. I really, it's important to me that experiences for the patrons, barrel picking with the patrons, that all these things happen. I'm not doing without you. I'm just not doing it. If someone offers me to do a pick and they say you can't bring the patrons, I ain't doing it. I don't care what it is. So
You just got a nice compliment.
What's that?
Conrad. Hold on, my ads are popping up. Whiskey Habit says, this might be laughable to some, but I've never seen a site owner come on and answer questions, etc. like this. I will definitely shop your site because I can tell you're a stand-up person.
thank you, Whiskey Habit. I appreciate it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I appreciate it. Give me the feel goods. Give me the feel goods right in there. I appreciate that, man. Yes, the bonded
or woman.
or woman. That's true. Whiskey Habit could be I'm sorry, Whiskey Habit, if you're a woman. I use the term man a lot. Just it's a nondescript name. I don't mean man.
It's
on
kind of
purpose.
descript.
Bro. Well, I say bro. I don't. Everybody says bruh now. Nathan calls you bruh. I don't think
I'm
he's.
not mom
That's
anymore.
not bad.
Bruh.
Has Redwood Empire mentioned anything about the conversion of Savage and Cook location? I was going to meander down to Mare Island tomorrow to see, since it's only 20 minutes from the house. Michael, yes. And I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but, I do all kinds of stuff I'm not supposed to do, and it doesn't seem to get me in too much trouble, except for with my wife. So I'm going to do it anyway. I think they're going to do a soft opening in April. I've been talking to I talked to the Redwood Empire people quite a bit. They are moving right along on that. So yeah, it's gonna be soon. I have talked to them. They're making ground.
Are we meeting up with one of the Redwood Empire?
Yeah. So if you're in the Sacramento area, the last Thursday of the month, is that what date is that? So
27th, I think.
Yeah, so the last Thursday of the month at High Hand in
Loomis.
In Loomis, they're doing a happy hour. Redwood Empire's doing a happy hour. I'm going to be out there just supporting Redwood Empire. It's close to our area, and I'm like, that sounds dope. So I might be out there in a Redwood Empire t-shirt pouring whiskey. I don't know. I just told them, look, to put me to work. I'll work for you. It'll just be fun for me. So we're going to go out and do that. It's not like some big ticketed event or anything. He's just going out to support a good retailer for them. Chaz says, Garrison, know you love him. Texas love. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Garrison. I know I get a little pushback on that because not everybody loves him, but I get that.
Yeah, we have a bunch of March babies in our group.
What? I'm in
You
March
being one of
too.
them.
Javi's in March.
Wait,
Rick's
are
in
you
March.
the first birthday of March?
I have to be unless somebody's born on the first.
first.
Yeah, well, we talked about that. We got a lot of people going on the trip to Kentucky that are having birthdays in March.
Well, we'll have to do a little.
Yeah, a little birthday trip.
celebration.
Little birthday. Yeah, we're gonna have to do. We'll have to get some cake, whiskey cake.
Oh, we should get some whiskey cake.
I bet they have it in Kentucky. Maybe.
They should.
Michael says, I have a few Bardstown barrel picks, and they're all so good. Bardstown's putting out some really, really, really solid whiskey across the board. Rocksteady says, Michael, dudes at Cask in San Francisco said tasting room is open now. That's interesting. They may have soft opened it. They didn't need to do anything, you guys, to open up the Savage and Cook tasting room. All they needed to do is switch the whiskey out. The Savage and Cook didn't have any big signage or anything. You just had to go find it. So there's no reason why they wouldn't be able to.
We weren't even sure what building it was when we first got there.
No. So yeah, I think it'd be worth. If you're only 20 minutes away, I'd drive out there and check it out. Yeah, birthday bash, 100%. Let's see. I'm 320. Caleb is 328. Oh my god.
That still counts.
Yeah, we got 4 March birthdays at least coming out to other patrons coming
Junior
out.
too. So
That's 5.
Yeah.
Holy fight, he's not going.
Well, he's not going,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying he's a March baby too.
Devin's the 13th. Holy crap. Awesome. I have a Fresh Crack Friday video on Garrison Guadalupe, and Sipping on Sunday will be a honeydew with the Mrs. Beachhead Bourbon. Are you just getting into Garrison, or is this kind of a normal thing for you? Everybody's putting out their birthday? Everybody just tag your birthday.
Michael's in April, but you can just join in. And...
We probably won't have a trip again by April, Michael, but...
You could join the March trip.
Yeah, well...
Not too late.
Kinda,
well, it's
I
kind
think it is too
yeah,
late. It's too late. We're maxed out.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Sorry, Michael.
I pushed the limits hard with both Chicken Cock and with Peerless to get as many people in as we could. You usually don't do barrel picks with that many people. Usually it's like 5 or 6. I think we've done it with 5 or 6 each time.
I think I have the worst birthday.
You have the worst birthday.
It is the worst.
January 2nd.
January 2nd.
Worst birthday.
Literally the day after New Year's when nobody wants to do anything because they're all hungover.
Yeah. Christmas, New Year's, hungover, done. Sorry.
The worst.
Yeah, bad birthday. Okay, so Chris, very important question. You get any questions on TikTok? How many people do we have on TikTok? Why am I so worried about TikTok?
We have
If
8 people.
8 people, BSK and Tom
Well,
are...
Big Daddy is January 4th. He's right after mine.
January 4th. Chris said, if I have ever tried Garrison Brothers before, I've never tried Garrison Brothers before, and I'm beginner to whiskey, what would be a good bottle to start or try first? Whoa, okay, Chris. I'm always super leery about recommending Garrison Brothers to beginners because Garrison Brothers has a very specific flavor profile due to the leaning in of the Texas terroir, as Donna says. I would suggest that if you've never had Garrison Brothers, that you find a bar and have a pour of the small batch just to get an idea of what the flavor profile is like. It's very specific. It's very bold. It's just... It's a lot. I love Garrison Brothers stuff, but...
one of the better offerings, I would try that too.
Yeah.
They are different.
Right. Ladybird, Guadalupe, Balmoral, those are the best ones, I think. Honeydew, I wouldn't have you start with Honeydew because Honeydew is approachable, but it is not on profile. It is bee honey infused small batch, so it wouldn't tell you anything about what Garrison is like. Beach Sand Bourbon. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going straight from the Bent to the Garrison Brothers. That'll be an interesting comparison. Beach Sand Bourbon said the first ever bottles of Garrison Brothers after being sent samples. Cool. That'll be interesting. To
Joyce
check that out.
asked if the happy hour is a regular gig or just a one-time event. I believe for Redwood Empire, it's just a one-time event.
Yeah, I think High Hand has happy hours on the regular. For Redwood, they're just going to be out there for that one. I don't think it's a regular. I don't think it's a regular thing for them. Rock said he had a hangover birthday. Aaron Howard says his wife is 12/31, so he understands.
Yeah. Oh. Well, but at least New Year's, there's a lot of celebrating going on, right? So you can kind of have a celebration for your birthday and for New Year's.
Right.
But on the 2nd, nobody wants to do shit.
Yeah, that's they're pretty burnt out by then. That's a pretty bad birthday day. I'm sorry, bub. Well, and it's dry January for a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a couple questions here. So, what's the worst whiskey you've recently had? Mine was Devil's Tower. I will tell you something. This is going to blow your guys' minds right now. The worst whiskey that I've had recently was a 107 single barrel pick selection. I was trying to help my buddy Gil out with a 107 single barrel pick, and they sent the samples out. If you were watching my feed, you have seen the sample, the pictures that I posted. They sent out 3 samples of Weller 107 that were terrible. They were thin, they were watery, they were young. It's not that the whiskey was so bad, it wasn't good, but it was not 107, and the disappointment on top of the fact that it was not great whiskey. That was the worst whiskey that I've had recently. How's that for an answer? The Weller 107. Compared to the standard Weller 107, it was crazy. It wasn't even, I don't know what they were doing. It felt like they pulled them halfway through aging. Ryan said, did you ever make it over to Lock Barrel for their Try January, which was 50% a pour?
No.
We didn't. We get really busy sometimes.
We talk about it, and then we
talk a lot about a lot of
never
things.
Happened.
We're busy.
We went to a basketball game down there, but we didn't have enough time.
Yeah, we went.
After
We went to the Kings game down there, which is always a great time. But yeah, it was just too. I think it was just too late. Jason closes at 10.
Oh, so we wouldn't have.
And he's a bar that closes at 10. Chris, I like the honeydew. So it's not the honeydew. Listen, it's not the honeydew is bad. I like honeydew. My wife does not. The problem with starting with honeydew is it's not going to give you an idea what Garrison Brothers is like. If you try the small batch is the basis for honeydew, Guadalupe, Balmorhea, Ladybird. It's the basis of all of those things. So it gives you an idea of what and these are vintage small batch. They're different every year. He pulls them out of, what was it, 1,000 barrels? I can't remember the number. He pulls a certain number of barrels every year, and that becomes, it's less than 1,000. That becomes the small batch, and so they're different each year. So a little bit different, but it's very different than the bent because obviously one is weeded. There's a lot of wildflower. If you ever had honeysuckle where you pull the honeysuckle flower out of the ground and you suck on the stems to try and get the pollen out, we used to do that as kids. It's kind of this earthy floral scents with, like, because it's weeded, kind of bready, yeasty kind of feel to it. I really like it. It's very rich. It's very bold. I love this, but it is so unique and specific. You just can't tell what Garrison Brothers is like if you like it or not until you try it. You have to buy a bottle. You can get this in a boot flask for cheap. That'll give you a chance to try it because there's a chance you may not like it. Some people don't.
Oh, and it's so cute too.
Yeah, it's literally a boot flask, but you can buy them. They're like $35.
Christopher wants to know where he can get that hoodie.
WhiskeyBondageShop.com. Please buy a Make Bourbon Cheap Again hoodie. Spread the word. Show people the patch on the arm and tell them if you don't know, now you know. But whiskeyBondage.com, whiskeyBondageshop.com is where the sweatshirts, the hoodies and stuff are too. There's a link in my bio if you're on TikTok for the 8 people that are there. Everybody else just, if you go to whiskeyBondage.com, you can find our links to everything. But whiskeyBondageshop.com. Thank you for asking. What are you paying for pours, though? In Florida, Booker's is like $25. I wanted to get a Michter's 10 the other night. They wanted $50. No way. Oh, Michael, in any state, you'll find that pour prices vary a ton.
I think, Ryan, I think you might be disappointed. I don't think you heard the story Connor talked about earlier.
For what the... Well, this is for a 107 pick. This is the newer one, the Stag. Oh.
He says, Gil is the man. I'm looking forward to his Stag pick that is coming hopefully soon.
Yeah, Ryan, I don't want to retell the whole story. You'll have to, if you know Gil, reach out to him. His Stag pick went bad, man. The Stag pick is not coming. I'm not going to tell the story again because I already told it. It was kind of a long story. But Ryan, reach out to Gil, and if I wasn't supposed to say that, I'm sorry, but people are going to find out. They're going to find out. Yeah, Garrison is for after your tongue becomes calloused. It's just Garrison Brothers. I really enjoy Garrison Brothers. I really do. I like a bold whiskey. It's not hot. It's just bold, but because it is so specific, it just isn't. It's one of the brands of whiskey that I find some people like, some people dislike. It's like Redwood Empire. It's very rare that somebody goes, I don't really like Redwood Empire. It happens, but it's rare. Garrison Brothers is kind of one of those ones that it's going to cause you to lean one way or the other, but if you've never had it, you got to try it in a way that isn't going to cost you a bunch of money. Oh, Ryan did ask for that 107 pick. What did you guys end up doing if they were all bad? Gil will do what's called a distillery pick. So one of the master distillers or head distillers will pick it for them, and he'll hope for something better there. But none of the three were worth picking, man.
But he does give him that feedback, right? That he didn't
right,
like any of them?
Right. He says these are terrible. Give me something good, and hopefully I don't think they will send him. I've never had a bad 107 ever. Those pick bottles were just bad, and I don't really know what happened there, but I hope they don't bottle those up and sell them to somebody because if you're out looking at 107 store picks, if you got one of those bottles, you would know it. The color of the whiskey was so much lighter visibly, you could immediately spot it. It was not the right color. There's no way that they bottle those as they are. It was light. It was light. I don't even think I have anything. I don't have anything here that's that light. There's nothing back here that's that light.
No, it was like pee in a bottle.
Here, no.
Yes.
This is Irish whiskey. That was the color.
Like that, yeah.
That was the color of the 107. So 107 is supposed to be about this color. That's the color that it was. I mean, it was dramatic. I was shocked. I was shocked by it. And I was not the only taster. There were 3 other pretty experienced bourbon tasters, and they all said exactly the same thing. Pass on all of them. Chris said, I just wanted to try something outside of Kentucky bourbon, and I really love your videos when you interviewed at Garrison's. The people seem like people you'd want to support. That's 100% correct. I really enjoy the Garrison's. And Donis Todd is just the coolest freaking guy ever. They're just really good. They're really good people. They're a good family. I really connected. If you watch the videos, listen, if you haven't seen the video of my interviews with Donis and Nancy and Dan Garrison, you got to go find them on YouTube and watch them. They're so real and credible and honest. Dan Garrison cried a little when we interviewed him. I mean,
Cried.
Well, Dan got me because he's like my grandpa. Yeah, we got a little. Dan and I got a little emotional. We had a little emotional moment there.
Yeah.
It was a good listen. I really like
special though because it really was genuine, and I think both of you kind of had a moment.
Yeah, I did. Dan and I connected in a real way. I mean, we had a lot in common, and he when he tells his stories, he really means the things that he says. Nancy Garrison is a typical Southern, very hospitable, very warm. And Donis is just a good old boy. He just wants to sit and talk to you about whiskey. He travels around the country and does it. But we even ran into, when we went back to do the Bent pick, we were in Dallas, which is not near a High at all. And we were in a random bar in Dallas, sitting with Raleigh from Bent. And the Garrisons walked in and sat at the bar. And they knew us and we knew them. And this was some time after we'd been there. And it was hugs and they were warm and they were friendly. And they took a minute to stop what they were doing. They're just really legit, honest, real people. No matter how you feel about Garrison brothers, you cannot knock the Garrisons or Donis Todd as people, or Samantha. Who got her name wrong? I wish she was watching right now. I got it right. Yeah, damn it. Yeah. There are other Texas whiskeys you can try also. Still Austin is a good one. There's a Still Austin custom rye, barrel-proof rye blend that Mrs. Whiskey Bond and myself, Average Whiskey Drinker, and Kitsap Whiskey Society did at Still Austin. It's coming to bondandbottleshop.com. It's going to be absolutely a must-buy.
That was a good one.
It's going to be a must-buy, you guys. It's going to be reasonably priced. Going to have to buy it. That's a good one out of Texas. The Bent one out of Texas if you want. If you want something that is between Still Austin and Garrison, our Bent pick is a great in-betweener. Got some Texas character to it. But not. It's definitely a solid bourbon first, and then it's got a little Texas character. This is a Texas whiskey. Beach Sand Bourbon says Garrison has a lot of flavor from the barrel. The Texas funk is what people call it. Some like it, some don't. I use the word Texas funk. I don't like the term, but there's not a better way to put it because you can't call it unilaterally the Texas funk because this is a weeded, leaning hard into the heat Texas bourbon. The unbent is Texas. But it's because it uses dent corn and 3-row rye. This is because of the grain primarily in the Terroir, and this is definitely because of the Terroir, and they use wheat. They're just so different. I don't know how you can classify them both as the same Texas funk. And then still Austin doesn't have any of it. But the Texas unique characteristic because of the climate there is definitely there if you know what you're looking for. Oh, Beach Sand Bourbon says, the Garrison family are amazing. I grew up just north of Houston. I love the people I was raised with down south. I have a convention in September and plan on visiting Garrison Brothers. Yeah, if you go to the Austin area, it's outside of Austin, and can get by the Garrison Brothers, it's such a cool place. It just really is a cool place. There's not a lot there. It's just kind of a big open, but they got a great little restaurant.
A ranch, but yeah, you can have lunch and a cocktail and taste some stuff.
Cool little gift shop. If you take the tour is really kind of neat just to go through it and everything. But it's just kind of the kind of place. I wish it was closer. It's the kind of place you just go hang out, drink, talk to people, have lunch. It's just a lot of fun. There's somebody, Michael, singing the Just a Good Old Boy, the Dukes of Hazzard theme. That wasn't going to get past me. I know you didn't think it was going to get past me. I like the music though. I should put it in there though. High Texas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. High Texas. Between, outside of Austin, really. We drove from Waco to Austin through High, but technically it's outside of Austin. It's not really between.
The Garrison bottle is covered by your mic.
So-
Just a big old mic in the way.
yeah, yeah. Mike Brothers. Yeah, I put the mic down there because it just my overhead mic works better over there. So we have the tabletop mic for these things. It worked out better. I did it the other way around. It didn't work very well. Sounds like a bit like Scotland, where there's a huge range of flavors within one designation. I'd say that that's true. Probably, maybe even more so than Kentucky. The Texas stuff, somebody mentioned Balcones. Balcones, Garrison Brothers, Bent, Still Austin, any of the other ones that are in the area, I'm going to blank on them right. My Lemon Green, they're all so different. Now, they can vary based on mash and age and proof and all that stuff too, but Iron Root, thank you, it was the tip of my tongue. They can all be really, really different. I mean, whiskey is a broad, sweeping, overarching category. But under that, it's like cars. You know, saying, well, these are cars. Okay, well, is it a Ferrari or is it a Fiat? You know, whiskey's kind of the same thing. I mean, the only thing they have that in common is they're distilled from cereal grains. Besides that, there's massive amounts of variation. This is one of my unopened bottles, my Redwood Empire 14 Haystacks. It's not open because I'll never see another one again in my whole life, and it took me way too much to get my hands on this one. I have had this, but this bottle is not opening. No, thank you. No, thank you. What do you think makes the biggest effect on flavor? Is it the mash bill, the age, the finish, the proof, etc.? Oh, wow. Well, it's a combination of the things, but if you had to pick, it's a good question. So, see, Michael said just below it, many distillers would say it's the barrel impact. My Lemon Green does make their own stuff.
But I think how long you age it too, right?
Well, that would be barrel impact. I think he might be right. I mean, I think barrel impact is probably the greatest effect. And the only reason I say that is if you've ever had White Dog and then the corresponding aged distillate, you can see how much a difference that makes. And then I did a video recently I haven't dropped yet where I took an extra añejo tequila and another extra añejo tequila that had been put in Limousine oak. And the difference of that French Limousine oak on that distillate, it was tequila, but it was a great example of it. It was so dramatic. It was so obvious to me that the type of wood, Amburana is a perfect example. You take two exactly the same distillates, put one in Amburana wood for 18 months, you're going to have two in completely different whiskeys. Completely different. And of course, mash makes a difference and stuff, but I've had ryes that taste like bourbons and bourbons that taste like ryes. I mean, so those can cross over a little bit. But everything matters. But I think finish, age are all barrel impact. So your finish, age, and your wood are all barrel impact, really. Because finishing is
I guess
the barrel.
If you tasted White Dog from different places, they would all
They vary a little, but not as much as
They would be more or less similar.
Those vary by mash bill, so the variation is not as much. Like the White Dogs we've had do vary, but not as much as the finished product.
That was my experience. I feel like the places we've tried it straight out of the vat, it's just White Dog. It was similar.
Yeah, just kind of a sweet, grainy, alcohol, ethanol kind of. Somebody said that, I think that and the location. Location matters, but primarily the location is the effect of the climate on the wood. You know, it's like the heat will cause the wood to expand and contract more. I mean, it really is. I think that's a great. I think Michael WMD, but that's a brilliant point. It really is the impact of the wood on the distillate. Chris West, have you heard of High Mark Distillery in Reno? I have the opportunity to create my own bottles, and I'm interested in your opinion. Really? Chris, you got to message me about that, dude. I would love to hear that. No, we do have...
we go to Reno quite a bit.
Dovetail Distillery up there. We do go to Reno quite a bit. I did get Dovetail, I don't know if this will focus on there it goes. Dovetail Distillery sent me a oat whiskey that I haven't posted the video on, but I shot. Pretty interesting. I would like to find out more about that, man. You'll have to let me know about High Mark. Message me. I'd be happy to talk with you about it. Oh, thank you, Beach Sand Bourbon. Thank you for coming out. We're going to wrap up pretty soon anyways. We're almost 2 hours, and we usually don't go that long. Been watching videos about ultrasonic aging. Interesting. Aaron, I'm telling you, the whole sonic aging thing is not total bullshit. It's not. I know that Blacken did it with Metallica, but we got from American Metal. So motorcycle manufacturer American Metal made American Metal whiskey. They did one called Sonic Infused. I can't remember what the name of the damn motorcycle is. Oh, it's in the closet. It's okay. Anyway, they took their regular American Metal whiskey. Oh, here, it's right here. This right here, right here. I think, right? I put the 12 year in here. This is gonna be. Oh, here you go. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So American Metal has a custom motorcycle called the Disciple, right? Come on, focus. There it goes. So the Disciple. They took their regular American Metal whiskey, which they sent me a while ago, and they put it in barrels and piped the sound of this custom motorcycle into the barrels, right? And they called it the Disciple Sonic Infused. Now, so because I had both bottles, I gave the other one away recently, but I tried them both side by side. They are exactly identical except for that motorcycle sound infusing, and they are actually quite different. It actually made the whiskey different. I did a review on it. You can check out the video for my notes on it, but it did do something by exciting the whiskey, stimulating the freaking wood, moving things around. I don't know, but it absolutely made a difference. I was quite surprised by it. I want a California distiller to finish something in Prager port barrels, my favorite port maker from Napa. I do love port finished things when they're done really well. I like a good port. This question was asked of Ian Sturzman, master at MGP, on Dusty Dan's Whiskey Review channel, if anyone wants to hear his interview. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out. Okay. This is timestamp and everything. Man, I love you guys. You guys are all so good at knowing crap and making references and stuff. It's wild.
Pay attention to Michael's comment. I want to go there.
Oh, if you get up to Reno, meander down to Minden Mill Distillery on the way home. Cute town and beautiful distillery. Then you can cut back over to 88 to South Lake Tahoe. Minden Mill. All right, Minden Mill.
Write it down.
Minden. I don't have a pen. Who writes?
There's a million pens right there.
I don't have any paper.
Oh Jesus.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. This is a better way to do it. I texted. Let's see. I'm gonna text my wife here. Let me get the phone numbers. 916-2. No. Some pens came out there. Let's see. Minden Mill. Boom. Done. There we go. Blink. Are there any other people you would love to interview in the whiskey business? Yes. Everybody.
So many.
Everybody. So yeah, we did interviews in Garrison Brothers. We did interviews at Still Austin. That was good. What else did we do? We did a live video with Raleigh at Bent.
We did the interview with
and Jason, Jim, John.
Who?
The distiller. What was the name of the
Jacob?
Jacob. Ja, thank you. It was a J word. God, I was so close. We should have interviewed Pete.
The writer guy.
Oh, F. Paul Pacult. That's a good one. There are some videos that should have gotten way more views that didn't. The interviews with the Garrisons, the F. Paul Pacult video. I know it's really a little long, but that was a great interview. I'm gonna have F. Paul on at some point. I think. I don't know if he's getting older. I don't know how he'd like the live format because I kind of mellowed it out a little bit with him, but that was a good one. Dr. Pepper with bourbon, yes. Drink it how you like it, folks. I do like a little Coke or Pepsi and bourbon sometimes. We don't have any soda right now. Damn it, now I want it. Okay, so guys. Yeah, Tom, grab a Minden Mill and let me know what you think. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks to the 9 people that watched us on TikTok. We're going to figure out this TikTok thing. Now it's irritating me that it didn't work.
That's 5 people, including me, so 4.
I'm just going to say this for the last time, and then we're going to start behaving ourselves so that we can get back on TikTok, but fuck TikTok. Did I say something?
Alex, real quick, on TikTok said, when did you go to Folsom Total Wine?
That was what, 2 weeks ago? Week and a half ago?
Yeah.
Usually the videos you guys see from me, unfortunately, are somewhere between a week and a month lagged behind. Unless something comes up that I think is super time sensitive, then I'll bang it out, but for the most part, we're always running behind on content.
Joyce says, I like TikTok.
I know, Joyce.
But
that's
TikTok
why we're not.
Doesn't like us, Joyce.
It doesn't like us. We're gonna keep with the TikTok thing because now that we have this dual streaming setup, it's not like I have to do anything. So we're just gonna keep the TikTok thing going. But I don't know what's gonna happen with It may have, you know what it may have done? It may have throttled me because it did that thing where it says prove that you're live, and I can't do it because I'm not on my phone.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't know what happens with that. So we're gonna have to do a little more research into that. We're not gonna give up on it, but okay, you guys, the streams are always on Wednesdays. We're always going to be on YouTube. We're working out the TikTok thing. Hopefully we're working it out. It may just not recommend us to anybody, but you'll be able to find us there. And we're going to start having the ability here pretty soon to have patrons join us as guests on the show through the Discord. And we'll have some guests and stuff in here in the future. But for now, you guys can just come and see us on Wednesdays, and we can have a little fun and talk, and yeah, absolutely. Tile and thumbnail reign king on all platforms.
Please give a thumbs up on YouTube.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate all your guys' involvement on this. Please do the thumbs up and the share and the send to somebody and the follow and the comment, subscribe, and yeah, hit the thumbs up on the YouTube before you guys go. You don't hit it one time on YouTube, but make sure that YouTube is seeing us and sending us out to people that want to see our stuff. I'm really hoping to grow this thing into a really cool podcast style live format that you guys are gonna love, and maybe Joe Rogan will have me on at some point. I could just see him announcing me. This guy does a whiskey video and tens of people watch him on Wednesdays on YouTube. Oh wow! Already got 4,000 views on the video released today. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's good. Good. The whiskey hunting videos do pretty well, but they're so much fun. I just love them. They're a lot of fun to do. TikTok is fine. YouTube is where I spend my time. Yeah, there's definitely two different classes of people. The YouTubers do not go to TikTok, and the TikTokers do not go to YouTube. I got an email from a YouTube person that was a subscriber on YouTube. I said, hey, he was sending me something from a local place, and I said, hey, do you have an IG? I can shout you out when I post it. He said, I asked my daughter what an IG was. I don't do that. I only do YouTube. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
That's
no
awesome.
problem. Yes, Tom. Tom, I'm absolutely going to come down. We've looked at it a few times for timing and flights and all that stuff. I'm going to come down. I want to go to your liquor store and doing some hunting with you. That is absolutely going to happen. Hopefully soon. We're trying to schedule some stuff, but I think maybe right after March, maybe in late March or April, we'll do that. I got to come down to Vegas before it gets too hot. I'm not about that heat, Tom. I'm not about that 127 degrees. Not cool. Okay, last one. Cleese talked about it on the Dale Jr. podcast today. If the video is the most amazing thing ever created, no one will watch it if the Talon thumbnail isn't good. Michael, I appreciate the credit, man, because I do put a lot of thought into those damn things, especially on the shorts. It seems nobody has thumbnails on shorts, and I try to put them on there. So, Chris, thanks for coming out, you guys. Tom says it's a dry heat. On that note, I think we'll wrap it up.
I heard that from my parents when I lived in Arizona for 8 years.
All right, patrons, onto the Discord after party. If you haven't checked out the Patreon, you guys please check out the Patreon. You can go to whiskeyblonded.com and find all of our everythings. Like, comment, and subscribe to everything that you might be able to stand spending more time on in your lives. But thanks for coming out, you guys. We'll be back next Wednesday. I believe so. Yes, next Wednesday we'll be back. My business manager is telling me we'll be here next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Great, Conrad, hurry and go walk the dog. All right.